Spoilers! What's up, fam? It's time for a movie review, and today we talking Wonder Woman 1984. Sorry if I sound annoyed, but this movie stole 2.5 hours of my time, and I can't get that back. You know, after seeing the trailer, I was super excited for this movie. The first movie was a banger, and DC has been on a hot streak lately. But you know, after watching this movie on the small screen, I can say that I appreciate the complex story, nuanced characters, banging visual effects.
He's lying. He thinks the movie is trash.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The movie was awful. Like, I get the whole 80s nostalgia, cheesy Adam West Batman type feel that this movie is relying on, but no, it just doesn't work. The plot is just too stupid. Speaking of plots... Okay, so the plot pretty much is, Diana is still depressed from the death of her man, Barbara is insecure and shy, Maxwell is insecure and has a son, and he's broke, and Steve Trevor is there? The first scene in the movie is probably the best part. We get a nice little flashback where Diana races with some grown-ass women and wins by cheating. Her mentor says, "No, cheating bad," and Diana cries about it. It's honestly a good, although simple message that is kind of laid out like a Saturday morning cartoon. I don't know, not every film requires intense subtlety. Anyways, flash forward and the magic rock appears. A rock that can literally grant any wish, and we see the entire rest of the movie turn into a wild goose chase. Well, kind of entire. There's like a 70-minute stretch in between the first and second act where nothing happens. It's literally Cheetah turning meaner, Diana and Steve being all cute, and wait, what else happens? Oh yeah, Maxwell turning himself into the fucking Dreamstone. There's this whole thing with Egypt and the president, and honestly, I don't even feel like getting into it. At the end of the day, Maxwell journeys to control everything. He eventually does, shit gets pretty bonkers, and Wonder Woman saves the day with a motivational speech. There's just a lot of weird shit that happens. Like, how is him touching people the same as electro doohickey particles going through people's TV screens? I feel like then air would be considered touching, right? Whatever. Why make himself the Dreamstone? Just wish for absolute power, dude. Also, why is Chris Pine in some random person's body, and how does that serve the story at all? It's just so randomly convoluted. Alright, fuck it, this is giving me a headache. Let's talk about some characters. Gal Gadot is awesome as Wonder Woman as per usual. She actually sells every scene that she's in. But Wonder Woman herself is not a good character in this movie. She's low-key the villain. Her arc is learning not to cheat and being able to sacrifice things for the sake of others. The only problem is it takes the world literally being on the precipice of exploding and then some for her to finally decide to stop cheating. Like, she didn't recount her wish until everyone was about to die. Like, girl, you are a menace. So cheating is okay unless civilization is about to collapse. Then it's not okay. Yeah, it doesn't really work in execution. I don't know. She's not good in this movie. Chris Pine. Once again, his acting is good, but he doesn't have any sort of arc or purpose. He's just there to give Diana something to work off of. In the moment, the chemistry is kind of cute, and some of the scenes where he's experiencing the 80s for the first time is endearing, but I think once again, Chris Pine is selling the role, not Steve Trevor. The movie could have been so much more relatable if Diana actually had to move through the process of grieving without the person she is mourning coming back to life. Also, his presence just bloats the movie. Like, the major villains are missing out on crucial screen time just because he's in this movie. Yeah, he's getting a not good. Cheetah is not really done any justice in this movie. Now, most people, myself included, said it felt like she was shoehorned in just so Wonder Woman could throw hands with someone near the end of the film. But as I think about it more, I think that Steve was actually the one who was shoehorned in. Like, imagine if Barbara got all the screen time Chris Pine did, had a fight with Wonder Woman at the end of the second act that didn't look like shit. Then the third act they worked together to stop Rockman. Then she could have had a way more satisfying arc that actually concludes. The movie could have had an underlying message about how people can help each other, work through grief and insecurities. I don't know. Instead, we get someone who's insecure, wishes on the magic rock, starts kicking the shit out of people, then gets her ass beat. Her only purpose was getting Wonder Woman to bust out her drip, then dip. Not good. Maxwell Lord was okay. I think once again Pedro Pascal really sold the character. He carried his own weight during some of the heavy emotional scenes, but He couldn't get enough time. Probably the most well-developed character of the movie, but in the end, he goes from megalomaniac doomsday machine to father who cares about his son, which throughout the movie, it seems like he barely cares about his son. I get that his drive at the end of the day was making his son proud, but the movie just couldn't get that across effectively. Maybe if they had an older kid and had him actually communicate with Maxwell, it could have been more compelling. What they were going for was cool in concept, but in the end, it was half-baked. It's like everything I enjoyed about this movie was like shit they were doing well in the moment, but as soon as I think about it more and start to apply some logic to it, I just get pissed off. So, in the end, this movie is just a lot of poorly executed ideas strung together for 2.5 hours. The pacing was trash, the action was trash, mainly because the visual effects.
What? What the fuck was that?
The acting was good enough for the most part, the plot didn't make any sense, the message that they chose to lay out in the most "our audience is fucking stupid" way possible didn't even work with the movie. Honestly, they should have just ended the movie with Diana letting the world explode for some dick. Maybe that would have saved it.